Are you ready?
Let's do it.
Let's do it! Hello everyone, welcome to another edition of Generative Edge. And today it's gonna be a fun edition. It's the holiday edition. It's me, Vyas.
Don, hey.
And then we have two new entrants for the first time on video.
Well, Steph's not new, but who's this guy? And you dress as a leprechaun. I'm not sure why.
Am I? I think it's a tree. But I might as well be Alphabet, so.
There we go.
So we thought we'd bring our executive producers onto the call. These are the people that make the pod happen.
Woohoo!
And we thought we'd ask them one or two questions related to the pod, not so much related to generative AI, although we hope it's been an informative time this season. Question, Vansh. Blooper moments. And by we have Ian.
Oh my gosh.
As well. He didn't pick up.
Ian, hello.
Hi,
Ian's one of our executive producers. He never picked up the phone, so we put this very blurry image of him as well up there.
Not
Ian,
very
so
executive of him.
it's not a memorial service. He's alive. He's very well. But that's
Even
Ian.
if you're saying, when you'll see all my missed calls, and if you didn't pick up, this is what happens.
This is what happens. Yeah. So we need a better image for you, Ian. Bloopers. Tell us, Vansh, a moment that was super awkward or something that made you LOL while editing or being part of the edit for these podcasts.
2001 is knocking.
Well, blooper-wise, I think it was the very first episode, which we were recording, and I think you all guys were new to the recording part of it.
Still feel pretty new to this.
Everyone was banging on the table, moving the mic. And the worst is the introductions, because if you guys don't know, whenever these guys have to do 5 takes, 6 takes of just introducing.
We're
so the whole
useless.
podcast goes in a jiffy, but we have to retake the introductions all the time.
Sorry.
This guy sometimes forgot his name. Who am I? Hi,
I forgot what my job was a couple times.
What is generative AI again?
What's your name again?
Or the fact that you say generative AI so many times that it just starts to blur together and you start saying something like pumpkin and it's like, I can't.
Or we refer to Amazon as a bookstore or Deloitte as an audit company, you know?
Oh my gosh.
Actually, my personal favorites is in the midst of having our AWS colleagues on this call, we use mass reference to ChatGPT, to OpenAI frameworks, to Google Gemini, which is great because we're super agnostic on this discussion, but it is just quite funny because every time we say something like that, it's generally followed up with an apology towards our AWS
And
colleagues.
it's generally like this. What did you just say? What did you just say?
I say we do not condone violence on this podcast.
So, Stephanie, what is the most rewarding thing for you this season?
Oh, wow. Well, I was going to say, I feel like we've been having these conversations about this podcast for the better part of a year at this point. So despite the fact that we launched in October, we've been working at this for a little while. And so for me, I feel like the rewarding thing is to finally have episodes out there and getting feedback from our listeners, from our audience, and really them responding to this podcast. So, of course, you hope that you're creating something that people will enjoy, but, we're in a bit of a vacuum in the creative process sometimes. So, for me, honestly, the most rewarding part of this is to see people sharing episodes, reaching out to us about being on the pod, people reposting things on LinkedIn. I know that sounds very trite, but for me, that's the best part, seeing this kind of go from the beginning phases to now that people are actually, if I can tell one story, we were at an event.
Here it comes.
I know, sorry.
not even one drink in there yet.
We were at an event, a corporate event, and we were talking about the podcast just generally at this event. And someone actually came up to me and they were like, "Oh, I'm already subscribed." And I was like, what? And it was the first time that anyone out in the wild had really come up to us and been like, "Whoa, we already know about this podcast and we like it," which is even better. So for that's honestly the coolest thing that's happened so far.
What were you drinking, Stephanie?
Excuse me, it was a work event. I was not drinking. I'm just naturally this way.
Sounds like an average work event.
Hashtag
But
liver failure.
it was really cool. I was excited when he said that. And I think I literally told this person, I was like, "You're now my favorite person," because
Oh, that's sweet.
it's the first time that happened. It was very cool.
That's cool, yeah.
But I think it's been a humbling experience. And thank you both for doing what you do, because most of the times you're behind the screens And it's important for everyone to know what value you bring into this whole episode, because without you, this wouldn't have been possible. And of course, what we get as a feedback from our viewers, I mean, I'm inundated with some of the requests is, why don't you cover this topic? Why don't you cover that topic? It makes us feel even more enthused to actually do this podcast. So that's the favorite part of this whole podcast for me.
I mean, it's been eye-opening for me, I think, just to talk to various business leaders, even across the firm, internally, externally, inviting customers. So in season 2, we're going to have some of our clients on this call, which is really exciting. And just having them be part of it and just hear where they're at on their journey, the stage of maturity within the organizations, knowing that some of the things we're talking about is the things that are, they're really working through at the moment. So that's been really exciting. And then seeing the team be part of this as well. I think we shared a lot of technical depth of information as well. So just seeing them be part of that and enjoying the space. I think this is a huge opportunity for a lot of them as well. So that's been really, really great, actually. Yeah, kudos to you all. You guys are rock stars.
Thanks.
Woohoo! Thanks so much.
So with that, we're signing off for this year. Right?
Merry Christmas.
Wish you a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, festive season to everybody.
Perfect.
And Brandon will now conclude with a 5-minute solo.